experiencing this kind of like disconnect and just general disinterest in the job search. I just feel like I don't care anymore. And it's so bad. Like, because I graduated in 2023, so I did work a little bit in my field. I did have a job in accounting for a little bit. Well, right now I'm still waiting tables. My parents are just really getting on me because they're like, Olivia, you need to act like you're unemployed. Like, you're getting comfortable with your job. And it's like, no, I'm not getting comfortable. Like, in fact, I want to get out of serving. Like, it's great for what it is, but, you know, it's ultimately not what I want to do. And I do want to get out. But this other life, this like 9 to 5 life, doesn't seem very attractive to me anymore. And I just feel really disillusioned with the whole corporate life because, you know, for all the shit that you guys go through, at the very least, you could have job security, but you don't. Like, I'm really realizing that there's no such thing as job security. People used to tell me, oh, get a government job. Y'all see what's happening with the federal jobs? Like, there are whole departments being laid off out of nowhere, no notice, no nothing. You would think that with everything that y'all go through and how much time and energy you pour into these jobs that they would treat you better, and they don't. I have to move back in with my parents, so it's just something I'm thinking about because I know they're going to be on my ass about the job search and things like that. And it's not even that I'm lazy, it's just that I don't want to fight for something I don't actually want. It just doesn't seem worth it. Not only do we not have the same level of job security that our parents and our grandparents had, but we also can't afford anything. Even if we do have these jobs, even if we do have this job security, a lot of people can't even afford to pay their rent.
All right. First thing is, I think there's a realization that a lot of people, particularly, college graduates, are having, that the world is not what they expected. When you're staying at home with mom, when you're staying at home with dad, um, a lot of that weight's being carried by them, and you don't quite realize what they've had to go through, what they've had to sacrifice. And so it's a culture shock, right? That all of a sudden you're out on your own, you're living in this real world, and things aren't quite as easy as you would think they should be. Now, this young lady, I think, she says she has I think she says she has an accounting degree, or she was working in accounting or something like that. But now she's working as a waitress. Listen, I don't have a problem with you working as a waitress. Any honest job, I think is important that you have it. So I don't have an issue with that. I worked in restaurant world, fast food, long time ago. I would say this though, at her age, I would say the important part is making sure that you are, establishing some kind of foundational skills within your career field, right? If she wants to go into accounting, if she wants to be in accounting, I assume that's what she wants to do. She wants to be in accounting, considering that she has a degree in accounting. I think you just graduated in 2023. I think that's what she said. I think right now is about establishing some strong foundational skills. Part two is that if you want to acquire some certifications, whether that's CFA, CPA, what have you. I think that's something that you want to start working on. Trying to get employment with some of the big fours, right? Is very important. All of this kind of foundational stuff is what's most important. So I get it. If you're gonna, need to go and work at a restaurant or whatever it is to pay the bills, to kind of get you going, to pay for the next phases, then cool, do what you have to do. Got it. But don't forget about, what's most important at that age. It's not about trying to make the most money in the world. It's not trying to be Instagram famous. It's about establishing some foundational skills. It's about preparing for different types of certifications. It's about building relationships. That's what it's about. Now, if you can do that and work at as a waitress or what have you, then cool. No problem with that. But don't sacrifice building those relationships, establishing those skills, and getting prepared for different types of certifications for the other side. Cool.
at least back then you guys could pay your rent, you know? You could pay your rent, you can buy your car, you could buy houses, you could afford to eat, you could afford to have fun. We don't have that same reality. The way prices have gone up in comparison to the way wages and salaries have stayed stagnant is insane, and nobody's talking about it. We don't have the same reality that our parents and grandparents did, and they don't want to acknowledge that. What we're fighting for is not the same thing that you guys were experiencing. So it's like, I'm fighting so hard to get some 9 to 5 that's going to pay me barely enough to rent a room in a house and live in fear every day of being laid off on a random Tuesday. And then in the midst of that, I don't even know if I can put food on the table, or if I can put food on the table, I don't know if I can put gas in my car. And if I can put gas in my car, I don't know if I can have fun because I need to put food on the table and gas in my car. Our money is not going as far as it used to go. And I feel like we're getting gaslit about that. Like, home prices, tuition prices, like the way everything has gone up and they're paying us the same amount of money is insane. So excuse me if I have no interest in fighting for my life in corporate America. I'm sorry. Is anyone?
Well, I'll say this. It sounds like she's fortunate. And there's a lot of people that's fortunate, particularly ladies. And I know you're not going to like me saying this, but if a guy was having this type of conversation, we'd crucify him. We destroy him. We tell him to get his ass up and go to work, bro. That's what we tell him. Right? Maybe that's wrong. Maybe in this soft world where everybody needs a hug and everybody wants to feel good, that's the wrong approach to take. But if it was a guy, it would be a different conversation. Listen, if you're 23 years old, 25 years old, what have you, maybe you don't have time to have fun. You need to be grinding. You need to be out doing your thing, going to work. Really, it should have happened in college. If you have a degree in accounting, then you should have started there. You should have started with internships. You should have been in the career counseling department. You should have established those things. I see it every single day in what I do. Accountants come out of school first year and they're making somewhere around $55,000, $60,000 a year, even in today's world. Now, you're not going to be Instagram famous. You're not going to be out and, have your Mercedes and your Porsche and all that stuff driving it, at $55,000, $60,000 a year, but you can establish a foundation. That's not a problem at all. You can establish a foundation at $55,000, $60,000 a year. That's somewhere around $4,000 a month. What are you talking about? In Atlanta, average rent, 1-bedroom apartment, somewhere around $1,500 to $2,000 a month, something like that. If you're paying more than $2,000 a month, then you're in the wrong spot. Maybe you can't live downtown. Maybe you can't live in Midtown. Maybe you can't live in some of those areas. Maybe you can't live in the nice townhome. But you can find a very nice apartment, comfortable, safe apartment for somewhere around $1,500 to $2,000 a month here in Atlanta. Utilities somewhere around $250 somewhere a month. Your other basic needs, grocery and whatnot. I mean, $4,000 a month should be fine. But you have to start early. You have to start in college. You have to start the career center. I mean, she has a degree in accounting. Again, like I said earlier, don't get lost. But the reality is that guys don't get away with this. That's just the facts. We would tell guys to suck it up, man. Suck it up. And you know it. Whether you're going to openly agree with me or not, if this was a guy on here saying it, we would say, suck it up, dude. Get your shit together. So I won't say that to her. I'm sure she's struggling. I'm sure she's she has some issues that she needs to continue to work through as she grows. And that's okay. That's okay. She'll get it. She'll figure it out. But, I would say continue to, work on establishing your foundation, build relationships, grow your network. All of those are key aspects, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.